Ryan here.
And Matthew here. We haven't said that in so long.
But we are back.
Back.
So we took to Instagram to ask you guys some questions about gay LGBT myths.
That we can bust right now on YouTube. And we had so many in, so thank you so much to everyone that sent us them on Instagram. We will be shouting some of you guys out, we'll be keeping some of you guys anonymous.
Yes.
So let's get straight to it. So the first one is from Emily Stedman 123, and she says that if a boy wears makeup, they're a girl. Love you so much.
Honey! No. So that I think that is
funny, because anyone can wear makeup now. It's 2019, everyone wears makeup, and like so many masculine men wear it now just to get rid of like their eye bags, their spots, anything. Makeup's not about being a girl, it's more about
wanting to look good.
Yeah.
I wanted to feel good. I think like even like straight guys, like film stars wear it, loads and loads of men wear it, and loads of people wear it. There's always like BB creams, all that stuff going on. But I do think there was a stigma of when a few years ago when I started wearing makeup. I think that whole like 5 years ago people were kind of like, oh, are you trying to be a girl? Well, so now I feel like you see so much more that it's just like a lot more acceptable. But I also just think, no, you can't just assume and tick.
A lot of people do, when we go on TikTok Live or Instagram Live, some people always say, it's the orange one a girl.
Yes, but I think that's just being young, but also maybe just not understanding, or maybe that you've never met someone, a guy wearing makeup, so you just assume, because obviously makeup, when you think of makeup, you do think of girls wearing it more. So you just assume.
Yeah, and thank God for social media, because you can meet so many more people now and learn about different ways of life. The next one is from Tucker Stuart 9655. Hey Tucker, and they said all gays are sassy femme queens.
This myth really annoys me.
Because I feel like some people play up to the Shantae, you stay, but that's just the same, that's a person, like straight people could do that too, do you know what I mean?
But I also just think like they're feeling their oats and they're feeling themselves, and if they want to do that because they come across more confident, it doesn't mean that they're being more sassy or femme. And I think that's the same as lads when they're around football people and they're like, oi, and it's just like, that's like not
Who are ya?
Or even the gym goons.
Who are ya?
Oh, or even the
Who are ya?
Or even people in the gym where they're doing weights and they just have to make them like, and I just think like it's just part of it. Doesn't mean that you're more of a queen. But I mean,
it just means that you're feeling yourself, you're doing whatever you want, and that means you love it. Okay, the next one we're keeping anonymous because of the topic it's around, and they did ask to be kept anonymous. People become gay because they were sexually abused as children, or there was no sex role modelling by their parents. Now I think that is just absolutely horrifically ridiculous.
Myth.
It's so like old-fashioned, like proper like old-fashioned, old days people thinking that being gay is just so wrong. Obviously it's not, and thinking that it's just because the son was obviously touched by another man or something, I don't know, or like a kid. It's just so ridiculous. That's not why people are gay.
Yeah.
It's like I think that's like the worst myth.
I think this myth comes down to just not being educated, and in the sense of being really naive in your bubble, and you're not really like open up your bubble. And I think that whole bit about having a sex role model I get, because I know so many gays are really close to their mums, so I get where I understand where that comes from, where people are like, oh, you're gay because your mum is
they might be a little bit more feminine because they've been grown up around that, but it doesn't mean that doesn't make the person gay. Or
it's not true, because I got brought up by my dad, and I mean, I'm pretty much a queen, so I do think that is a complete myth. I don't think you can, because you get brought up by a girl, then you have no role models. You're gonna turn out gay because you're surrounded by all your sisters and all these female people in your life. I just think people have to understand like what gays are and how gays came around.
It's absolutely absurd. That's like the worst myth. But then there's this other one that we got after this, which is even more ridiculous. LGBT people don't live nearly as long as heterosexuals. Who says that? Who says that? That is literally ridiculous. It's 100%. Oh, I just can't even deal.
I mean,
some people do believe this. Some people around the world would be like, oh my god, poor thing's not going to live as long because he's gay. Or,
I haven't heard about this myth before, so...
I've heard it a couple of times before.
I'm just like, pop your bubble, hun. Gays, we live as long as the rest of the world.
If not longer.
I feel like that's very... I feel like that's got such a stigma to like the AIDS and HIV, when apparently like gays won't live as long because they're gonna get AIDS, and that's a whole nother myth in itself. Like, if you're gay, you're gonna get HIV, which is just not true. It's not true.
It's so ridiculous.
Straight people can get HIV. Like, it is not a gay disease.
Okay, from our good friend Willow Wadey, she said, who's the most straight in your relationship? I've heard this stupid one before. We get this all the time.
And this is like, who wears the trousers, who's gonna propose to who, like who's gonna be the feminine one.
If we had £1 for every time someone made that kind of question to us, I would literally be, I'd be covered in like a pound coin. I'd just have pound coins dripping in them, and just, I'd be so rich.
I just think that whole stigma of like who's gonna walk down the aisle if you're both men, and like there has to be
who's gonna be the bride, who's gonna be the groom. Yeah,
like everyone in like that probably isn't gay has to put a gay couple or a lesbian couple in that box where one has to be masculine, one has to be feminine, one has to be the man, one has to be the woman. Because
they don't know, or because they don't mean it to be offensive. Because sometimes most people don't even mean to be offensive, they just uneducated around it, or they're just snobs.
Yeah. Well, they just don't understand, and I think like I used to be okay about this topic. I used to be like, well, obviously I'm the feminine one because I'm the girly one. Whilst now I'm a bit older, I'm like, that's a bit like, no, because for example, our relationship, even though Matthew's a little bit more manly, just a hint, but that's only in certain areas. So like, I think if there was a fight, I would step in. It's true. I would be okay with fighting.
You say what?
There's just certain situations.
You say what? Go on, hit me. Hit me.
and
it's just so ridiculous. You can't live with people like that. Oh, I don't know. It's
like,
exhausting.
How can we explain that we are both?
Basically, there's no roles, and it also goes along with sex and stuff, because people always like, well, who's the top and who's the bottom, and you don't have to label yourself just as one or just the other, because you can just do whatever you want, whenever you want, and however you want, and there's no right or wrong.
You haven't got to put yourself in a category. Even if you find that you're with someone that you're the more feminine one and you're with someone that's more masculine, doesn't mean that you're the woman in the relationship at all.
So if you're watching this and you're having any problems with trying to, even if you're in a relationship, an LGBT relationship, and you're having trouble trying to kind of discover who's what's role, you don't need a role. Like, stop labeling it. It's just going to make things
So I'm
weird.
Ryan and Matthew is Matthew, and that he's a boy, I'm a boy, and that is, the rest of it is just
however you make it.
It's what we are. That's literally how it is.
When we got together, I feel like it was so like people wanting to put us in roles.
Yeah, like you were the man and I was going to be the woman.
Whereas if it was now,
we don't even.
It's changed quite a lot, hasn't it? Like, I feel like that people wouldn't put us in those roles now.
No, that myth is completely wrong. However, I do wear the trousers, but that's not because it's like a man or woman. It's just because Matthew's more of a gentle soul and I'm more like,
I'm a nice person.
You know, no.
This one is from Freya Brew 2, and she says there are always, this isn't, by the way, when I'm reading these out, these aren't, these people think it, this is just myths that they've heard.
Myth.
That there are always just gay or lesbian, nothing else. I know obviously there's bisexual, I know there's like so many different...
Transsexual.
There's so many, you can identify so different
non-binary.
things. But like, I feel like when you're in a relationship, I don't know if I've got my gay goggles on, people think you could never, not that I do because I'm actually just 100% gay, I feel like people could never let you like a girl. People will be like, what? Even though they accept bi people or whatever, they would. Do you find that?
Yeah, I do, but then at the same time I'd never say never. I think you never know what's happening. I think a straight person can well, not even gay, they might fall in love with a guy. They might be with a girl for like 20 years, and then that relationship ends, and then they might actually find themselves attracted to one guy, but doesn't necessarily mean they're gay, they're just attracted to that person. I think like things so much more blurred, a little bit more.
I'm just getting Robin Thacke, whatever his name is, bloodlines.
And I just think
I know
like
you want it.
there is no, I think like you can't, I think get down to labeling. I think you can't label anyone anymore. I think like, yes, I identify as gay, but that's because that's what I am now. Like but you just don't know what the future.
You could change and you could be lesbian.
Or I might just be like, I'm not attracted to men or women.
You never know.
In the future, like you just never know. I think you fall in love with the person rather than the gender.
Okay, this next one is from The Cusps, and this person said, which I feel like a lot of people think, especially if you're single in a city, oh mate, I'm being so stereotypical, that being gay is all about sex. I had crushes on guys before I knew anything about sex. And I just feel like when people think gay, they do probably just think sex sometimes. Do you find that?
No, I don't really.
I feel like
I don't understand that myth. I've never really.
Like, if you're gay, you only want to have sex and that's it. You don't want a relationship. I feel like that myth is. I've heard it a few times.
I know there is a. Do you mean like that stigma? Like if you're gay and like you're single,
you just have to have sex. You have to be
you're being a bit of
a man whore.
Yeah, like you're not being like.
Not there's nothing wrong with that if you want to live that life, but like I feel like people.
I get what you mean.
Put just a single gay person under that umbrella a lot, and that is not a myth. We haven't actually been saying if they're myths. They're basically all bad myths. What we've been saying.
They're not true.
Not true.
And I think that's like if gay guy's on a dating app, they're on that dating app just for sex. Whilst reality is they might actually try to find someone else. Whilst if it's a straight person, I think you can go on a dating site without anyone like, oh, you just want sex kind of thing.
Like Grindr, for example, is known as a hookup app, and I don't know if that's what it actually is, but some people do go on there genuinely just to find friends.
I don't think it ever was.
And just because everyone, well, not everyone, I'm labelling it now, and I don't mean to, but just because a lot of people use it for like sex or meeting men for that kind of thing, everyone's just putting everyone under that umbrella or in that box, but there are like fish in that sea that just want to make friends.
And I just think like there's nothing wrong with just wanting sex. If that's the point where you want to be, if you're single and you just want fun, there's nothing wrong with it. But I thought there's more of a like a negative trait to the LGBT community just having one night stands rather than straight people. It's more acceptable. But then I feel like that's because of like, I feel like it goes back to like HIV again, like and stuff like that. But I think it's all a myth.
So you live whatever life you want to live. And if you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? Amen. Now start the music.
Next question.
Basically, I've got really into RuPaul's Drag Race so much, and Ryan's cringing because I'm like 10 years too late.
Yeah, he's 10 years too late. So when everyone was like, you slay that challenge.
Sashay away.
Yeah, now he's just like on the lingo.
Okay, the next one is anonymous again.
This one annoys me.
No one is born gay. I was 100% born gay. I don't care what anyone says. I was 100% born gay.
I was 100% born gay, and I just know that from growing up. You don't know the term gay. You don't know what that term is. All you know is that you're more interested in guys. You more kind of want to be friends with guys. You don't have those sexual urges, but you just are more. You're gravitating towards guys. And then I used to give my Pokemon cards to guys. Every time I used to play Kiss Chase, I used to just go straight for the guys. And I just thought, and then as you grow up, you know what that
you're
means.
gay.
You're gay, but I think not everyone is born gay. I think some people can
grow
change.
into it, or yeah, of course.
But I don't think, I think some people are born gay.
And I basically was in that like social norms thing where I had a girlfriend. Well, I basically came out at 14, but like a year before that I had a girlfriend, and I only had that because you just get social norms, you're like, yeah, you felt like you had to. Oh, I don't know, it's such a mess. Basically, people are born gay. I was born gay, 100% gay.
But not everyone is born gay.
No.
But that is a myth that some people are born gay, and there's that myth where no one is born gay. It's all because of your parents, all because of your like geography, location, and your hobbies, and you surround yourself. It's a load of.
Do you remember when there was the rumour that gay people made it sunny a few years ago or something?
Yeah, I think I heard that.
Or like rain or something like that.
That's
right.
true.
And the last myth.
That much power.
The last myth is gay people can choose to leave homosexuality.
this myth really annoys me, and this myth goes, to me, this just relates to homophobic behaviour where people are like, why would you choose to be gay? Like, if you think about it, why would someone choose to be gay when there's always so much like negative towards gay people? It's a hard life to be gay. Like, why would you choose to put yourself in that situation?
Yeah, why?
Did you choose to be straight?
Like it's just so sick. Basically, that myth is not true. I'm not even going to give it the time of day to explain why. You cannot choose to be gay, you cannot.
You are what you are, you like who you like, you can't help it.
No matter how much you try and change it or paddle around it in your little paddle boat.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
You can be whoever you want to be.
So, we hope you enjoyed this video, we hope this empowered you. I feel ready to strut my stuff and like, no myths, no myths, no myths.
And we are very excited because basically next week, literally not this week coming, but the following week, we're going to Japan for 3 weeks.
Konnichiwa!
So get ready for some amazing videos because we are going to be vlogging pretty much every day we're in Japan.
And head over to our Instagram because we'll be posting Instagram stories.
Shiz load of stories, shiz load of posts, and just follow our journey if you want to be with us. And welcome to Matthew and Ryan family if you're new, because I know since we last posted a video we have gained a whole load of new audience, so thank you so much to everyone that's invested in the subscribe button.
Hit that notification bell and thumbs up this video if you agree with these myths and you agree with us. And if you don't agree with us, let us know what your opinion is.
Yeah, if you've got any myths that we haven't covered, let us know below. We love you guys and we'll see you soon. Mwah.
Ow!